Hello and welcome back to the couch. We saved you a seat. My name is Luke, and today we're going to be talking to Eliza, my good friend. She's the man, and we're just going to be chatting with her for like 45 minutes, and it's going to be kind of like kitchen couchy, but without a kitchen. Yeah, just in my studio, and her in her studio, and we're just going to have a good time. Okay, so here she is, the one, the only, Liza. Everybody, give it a woo!
Does it count that I'm next to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, for
technically
sure.
I'm in the kitchen.
Kitchen adjacent. Listen,
Yes.
look, Eliza and I first met when we were riding horseback across Spaniard fields in eastern Spain on our way to a vineyard to drink some Pinot Grigio, being that it was springtime and that's her favorite wine. Please hold for slight technical difficulties. Back to the Spanish field. It was beautiful. It was spring. It was 68 degrees. What is that? 18, 19, 20 degrees Celsius. And it was beautiful. Right?
Well, I don't know if I'm a big fan of Pinot Grigio, but I will drink an Albarino.
I don't know what that means. So we'll have to jump into that in a minute. No, this is Eliza. Eliza is the greatest +1 to a wedding that's ever lived. Nope, that's me. I met Eliza a couple of years ago through a friend in an emergency situation, and she was stressed on that day. And then the next time we hung out, she was like, "Oh, you're actually kind of cool." So is that about right?
Yeah, I'd say that's like pretty accurate.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
You're,
several adventures since then.
most of them pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I could agree with that statement. There's
Actually,
just entertaining moments.
our track record is pretty good for entertaining adventures. I'm a bad planner, so I'm a great planner when I know people are in, but I'm a bad planner when I'm not sure people are in, and so the opposite is spontaneous. Pretty spontaneous dude, and Eliza's pretty go with the flow, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with the flow. I like my plans though.
Always been go with the flow.
Always no, gosh no.
What do you mean?
I used to be like so type A that I'd miss out on stuff because I was like, I have to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And I'm like, fuck that shit.
When did that start? When did the FOMO overcome the type A?
Probably about 3 years ago.
Oh, so pretty recently.
Yeah, pretty recent.
Interesting. So you in college are just like, I'm sorry, girls or dudes, we need to have a plan, or I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it was after college, and I had everything laid in place, and I moved across the country, and I still had everything laid in place, but I was getting frustrated that what my plans were not happening. So then I was like, all right, I need to let go.
Isn't it wild that we as a society, and it's not everyone, I'm generalizing here. We're told to be a very like specific way and to follow these rules and principles, and then once you're an adult, you realize those don't matter.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. Like you spend every single step of your childhood, like this is the next plan, this is the next step. You start kindergarten, then you go into elementary, and then you go to middle school, and then you start taking all these tests, and then you have to go to college and prepare for that, and that's high school, and then you get out, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, right. It's so silly. It's silly too because like the way I equate it is you're you if you go to college, if you have some higher level education, you're 21, 22, 22, 23 when you get out, right? And then you get out and you're back to being like 4 years old again. You just happen to have an adult body and adult responsibilities, but you're still just, you're back to being 4. It's crazy.
You have no idea what you're doing in life, but you can drink alcohol while you're doing it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. No one's going to stop you from drinking alcohol unless you take too much, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, it was funny. Whenever COVID ended, I had gone to one of the bars in Arlington, and for those who are watching who aren't familiar with Arlington, Virginia, it's like fraternity sorority kind of stuff, like specifically that northeastern flavor of it. And It's just different. So, anyway, I go to this bar and um, I'm like, how old am I? I'm in my 30s, mid 30s. And I'm ordering drinks next to like 22, 23, 24 year olds who have never, had like bar experience. Place is packed. The etiquette was out of this world terrible. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. Yeah, the world has definitely changed a lot since everything shut down. Like people don't know how to function anymore, or people. Like it's
But
not hard to people, but then they just don't know how to people even more so than they did before.
well, it's especially that group of humans,
Yeah.
who became adults adjacent to COVID restrictions being lifted. It's those people. I feel for those people. Like I thought I had it rough because I graduated college in 2009.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, yeah. You better have 3 years of experience to get an entry level position, or you ain't gonna get it. It was rough. Um, but they stand no chance. Like those women, those people, they stand no chance.
Yeah, it really kind of makes me like I graduated at the peak time. Peak time. The world was booming. So like I kind of lucked out that it was a year before everything really fucked over.
I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird how like time is a anyway. It's just strange. Although I think things are turning around this year. I think things are turning around. I've got evidence to support my claim too.
I think things are turning around, but I'm very concerned about everybody below my generation.
They'll figure it out
I
because
don't
they have us,
They have TikTok.
but they have us. Like they have like we didn't have us. They have
No.
us. We had ungrateful people, and you know what I mean. We had people who were either so deep in the dirt that they don't understand anything that's just real life, or people who are too smart for it.
Well, they've got, I don't know, at least like us, we're breaking the generational trauma. We're like, fuck that. We respect our history. We're moving on from life. We're going to make our own out of here. But then they all came back and all they have is YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, iPad kids, like full blown. All they know is that everything's at their fingertips. I mean, at least
Right.
we still had to like look shit up on the encyclopedias.
Yeah. It was wild. I went to the library in high school, like actually to read. And I don't read. Like, let's not get weird about it. I wasn't reading. I was just standing there looking around, bored out of my mind. No, they have us. I had both a millennial and a Gen Z boss recently. And then I had like a boomer boss before that. And the experiences and the teamwork and the thoughtfulness that I gained from the millennial boss and the Gen X boss. I meant to say Gen X. The Gen X boss were great, phenomenal. Like it was like, oh, I don't have to be micromanaged. You can just let me fail and I'll do okay. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I never had felt that way. And I had boomer boss for, 8 years,
Oh,
3 quarters of a decade. It was awful.
yeah.
It was awful. And if she's watching this, hey, she might be. She might be a family friend kind of person. So she might be. But
Possible.
possible. I don't know if she still knows how to work in a computer.
I
Um,
still don't know how to work a computer. So
your skills are better than that generation.
I would hope so, but I still have kids teaching me how to use my Instagram.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I don't know how to use Instagram actually. I don't understand Instagram. That brings me to my next point. Are there things that happen socially that you just choose to skip?
Ooh, yes.
Can you think of like the last few? Because I've got a few. Instagram is something I've just skipped. I've just decided it ain't for me. I'm not doing it.
So Instagram, I'm pretty active on because that's the only account of mine that has not been hacked yet. So it has like everybody throughout the years attached to that, all the cousins from abroad, things like that.
Hmm.
So that one's definitely the one that I've kept the most.
Yeah, but like, what are some things like? What are some trends or some big ticket items that you were just like, I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna wait for the next thing to come around.
So I skipped Vine.
Ooh, good one. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Vine's a good skip.
I skipped Vine.
I've skipped Sydney Sweeney. That's
Oh,
what I
really?
skipped. Yeah, I just don't care. I do something. I just I understand it. It's fine. I don't talk. You know what I mean. Like she's not in my social zeitgeist. She ain't
Yeah,
for yeah. I've also skipped Taylor Swift, and I know that's kind of a hot take, but like I understand why other people like Taylor Swift. I'm good with it. I'm glad you do. I support you supporting her. I don't think I'll support her, but I support you. So I understand she's a dog. She's a weapon, hard worker, but that's for y'all, and I'm okay with it. No
yeah.
big deal.
Taylor Swift is one of the ones where I'm like, I will enjoy them through other people, but
Yeah,
like, I personally will not sit and listen to her music.
no, no, I
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't get it, and I'm okay not getting it. Like I support you getting it,
See,
but
the
there's
other one that I skipped is Justin Bieber.
ooh yeah, Justin Bieber can actually sing.
He can sing. He's actually quite talented, but he's got some fucked up history.
Well, think about how he's discovered. It's kind of gross.
Well, it
Like
is, yeah. I mean, it's completely understandable.
yeah, like he like Macaulay Culkin. I'm
Yeah.
like, I get it. Like, you do you, sir. I,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. You do
I-
you, but yeah, I get it. I skipped that one too. There's a few other fads that I skipped. What is the thing that where guys are wearing high waisted pants with rolled up pants
You
and
can't do
long
that.
socks? I skip
Wait,
that.
yeah, way too tall.
Oh yeah, my legs are like oh, for those who are watching, I wear like size 36 inseam. Like my legs are all about a yard long. Um, so yeah, I skipped that one. There's a few other things I skipped. Uh, uh, I'm not the biggest fan of high waisted pants on women. I just don't.
Okay.
I'm not the like. It's not for me. If you want, I understand. It's like, oh, but these are comfortable, and I'm like, cool, cool, cool.
But what
Glad
about
they're
the
comfortable.
low waist Britney Spears look?
A little bit too much.
Okay.
Like there's a happy median there, closer to Britney Spears, but not like that close.
Not like you're showing your butt crack.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Here's another fad that I'm kind of over. Uh, overly bearded men.
Yeah. You don't have to grow it down to your chest. Like it can stay nice and short.
Yeah. Like my thing is like be put together. And you've known me for now quite a while. I'm not always the most put together person. Right. But if someone says, "Hey, come on, buddy. I'm gonna make like a business decision and be more put together." Like I'm currently wearing neon yellow, glow in the dark gym shorts just because it was the first thing that I found in my drawer.
Maybe
Which is
don't go out in public with that.
speaking of going out in public, I'm to the age now where after I eat dinner at home, like I immediately am asleep for 20 minutes. It's bad because I'm in pretty good shape. Like it's not like a sugar high or anything. It's really just
Eat a little food coma.
it's bad. So I think I've come up with a remedy for it, and I'm gonna start today.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for like a 20-minute walk. Like eat dinner, strap on shoes, go for it. And the neighborhood I live in. Like
Yeah.
talk about convenient. But go for a 20-minute walk because I just can't. I wake up in such bad moods after naps. It's horrible.
I've taken so many naps over the past couple days. Like, it basically was asleep through most of the past 2 days.
What? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You were out of town. That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Need a
yeah.
little bit of recovery.
I imagine with that group. That group. One of Eliza and mine stories is the best story. One of her friends was getting married. I was going through a breakup. She said, "Do you want to come to this wedding?" I said, "Sure." It's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's like the bare bones of it.
Mhm.
And so 3 weeks later, it's St. Patrick's Day, Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm with random people I don't know. And it's me and Eliza and a friend of hers. The rest of the people I'd only kind of heard of. Flew down there kind of on a whim. And we had a good old time. And so those are the same people that were at the wedding she just went to. So I imagine it was a time.
It was a time. Lots of beards. So as you're talking about the beards, there are a lot of beards.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. They look some grown ass men out there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very, very much so.
Yeah.
But it was a wild time for the first night. Then we kind of calmed it down. It just a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, I mean that's how weddings go. I've worked my fair share of weddings. You've been and worked your fair share of weddings. You get it. Like there's segmented fun. You get your chance to have fun, and then you got to go do like stuff. Plus, like I've never been on the girl side of a wedding. The guy side of a wedding is traditionally simple. Um,
7 a.m. hair and makeup.
it's like prom.
Exactly. And then you're wearing that until past midnight because you're out dancing and partying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your stance on dancing and partying? You just do whatever the bride and groom do, or do you cut it short? Like, what's your stance on wedding traditions?
My favorite part of the wedding is probably the dancing aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care. Like, I got super drunk at a wedding a few years ago and like actually at the wedding, and it kind of ruined the wedding for me. I don't have as many memories from it that I wish I did have.
Yeah.
It kind of just, I've learned if I'm at a party that happens before the wedding and during the wedding, I drink a little bit, but I just want to have a good time. So that's kind of been like my philosophy since then. And like this wedding, a few glasses of wine, but I was on the dance floor from the moment it opened until the moment it closed.
I love that. Was it a packed dance floor?
It was a pretty packed dance floor.
Damn, I wish I had been there. No, I'm glad you had a good time. That's really cool. My favorite wedding tradition is, and it's so silly to me because I understand it. I get it. Like I empathize with the idea of it or whatever. But it's the happy hour that happens right after the ceremony,
Mm.
where there are pictures being taken, and it never fails to take at least an hour.
Oh,
And
gosh,
there
photos.
and there's I that is my favorite time as a guest because you're just drinking cocktails and hanging out with people, and you're kind of gauging the room. You're looking around to see who's single and see what the kind of deal is. If there's going to be any kids who are going to ruin it, like you're doing, it's a lot of scout work. It's a lot of fun for me. That's kind of my favorite part. Although at the wedding we went to, they did play Michael Bublé for an hour,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
none of his Christmas stuff. It was just his albums.
yeah. Yeah. That's a little too much. I like to switch it up, like truly show the characteristics of that couple through the music.
How do you feel about like? Because if it were me, like that hour, that time, I, as the husband, am going to choreograph the music. Like I get to choose what that is. Unless my future bride, if you're out there, hi, it's nice to meet you. Unless my future bride is like a more musically inclined person, which would be hard for me to understand, but possible. I'm gonna be like, nah, that's my hour. Like, if I have to take pictures, you're gonna listen to my music for sure. Like, we're gonna listen to "Yeah" by Usher, or we're gonna listen to. I mean, we're gonna have a good. Maybe "Yeah" by Usher goes to the dance floor, but you know what I mean. Like, we're gonna be listening to like my jiving music. It might be some smooth jazz. It might be some other stuff, but like, it's gonna be me for
I
sure.
kind of feel the same way. Like I'm not the DJ person. I have a few songs that are very special to me, but past that, like whoever I end up with, they can take care of the playlist.
What's the first thing on your registry right now? Just off the top of your head, you're getting married. You're getting married in 6 months. What store are you going to? What are you putting on there?
Ooh, I'm going to KitchenAid.
A KitchenAid? Is that the thing? Is that the big mixer thing?
Yep.
Absolutely. Great choice. I kind of
Yep.
want one too. I would never use it, and I want one.
Yeah.
Great choice.
I mean, I'd use it all the time. But yeah, KitchenAid for sure. And then a
Yeah.
house fund.
What should be mine? You've been to my place. What should be my first thing? Matching plates. I got
Yeah,
matching plates. I'm
that's
kidding.
not a bad start. Like a nice little dining set, cutlery. That's a really hard word to say.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely like you need to match shit up. My stuff's already matched up.
My stuff is pretty matched. It's all white, and it's all the same pattern, so it's pretty close. You know what I hate? more than anything, actually, speaking of this. So if it were, this would be on the registry unless, I already had it. But you know how you have like bowls, right? And in my family, we joke about like the difference between a bowl and then the bowls that we eat out of, the men in my family eat out of, because they're like massive and there's no lip on them. It's basically two bowls of cereal worth of bowl. I don't know how else to describe it, but
Yeah.
easy to clean, right? Um, Only bowls at my house right now are the ones that are kind of shallow, and then they have the massive lip on the outside of them.
Like
So, like,
pasta.
yeah, sure, soup bowls maybe. So like, I mean, I've been eating cereal a little bit recently, and I'm not usually a breakfast person, but I was just eating them out of mixing bowls because I'm like, I'm not gonna eat cereal out of them. I'm not doing that. I live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I live here. No, I mean like a cool lamp, I guess, a new couch. I don't know what goes on a wedding registry.
Honestly, anything, but I have stuff. I don't there's like small things that I would like, but I have stuff. And I can always buy stuff. I would
Right.
rather it go towards something that's going to build a foundation.
So when my friend got married, she and her husband, similar situation. And Emily, shout out Emily if you see this. And I think they were just like, please just support our financial future with whichever way you want to. If that means $5, great. If that means $100, great. Most of it will go to our honeymoon. The rest of it will go to making sure that we continue our life together. It's like, absolutely. Bam. And I threw them a little cash. In Japan, when I went to the wedding in Japan, there's a tradition around providing cash for a similar reason because of the way that they pass down items in family. And so, um, I'm a big fan of the cash gift personally. Ew. I'm a big fan of the cash gift.
Unless it's something that's ultra personalized, I think the cash is just it's the easiest, it's the most functional for everybody. You can give as little or as much as you want to, and it's what truly provides to that foundation as a couple. I could go buy a KitchenAid if I truly wanted to.
Mhm.
That one's gonna like build for that future.
Yeah. Plus, weddings are expensive.
So expensive. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm gonna be recovering until the next wedding in the group.
Yeah, that's gonna happen for sure. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, yeah. Like I was, hi, I'm a romantic, right? Everyone I know is like, no, I want a small wedding with like, and I'm like, nah, dude, I want it. I want to, I want my future bride, hey, to be, you know, all of the fixings. I want that to be really, really cool. And I don't care. I'd want to pay for all of it too. And so future, weddings are super, super expensive. And yeah, it's weird to be a single adult and you're like and never been married and you're like my age because you already have all your stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could always use more stuff, but like I don't need stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, which goes to my next thing about relationships. Relationships are hilarious. We both have friends who are in relationships. Some are terrible, some are great. Some are fun, some are weird.
Hmm.
But I come from a fairly traditional home with parents that are still together, a brother that's married, a brother that's not married. But I have been of the ilk that I just like don't need a wife. Like I want a partner, a female partner, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't need like the traditional wife character. I'm sure roles will like take their place whenever that happens. It's just a discussion like, hey, do you mind doing this? And I'll do, yeah, sure, whatever. Like fine. But how do you feel about that kind of thing?
I don't know. My whole thing is like, for me, a wedding is it's a day of an event to be surrounded by all the people you love. Like that's truly what the wedding is. It's building the foundation for a marriage. And I think, I don't know, like I'd be fine if I just met somebody and we decide not to get married, but
Mhm.
they're my partner in life and like we work together to stay together. And I think that's truly what matters is it's about the love and like the care for one another. It shouldn't matter if you spend like 100 grand on a wedding and then you go on this fancy honeymoon. Like if you just want to spend every day waking up next to the same person, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I don't know. I know it's like it's a hard thing to swallow, and I'm like, yeah, no, but I don't eat breakfast, like, and haven't since I was 12 years old. That's a, I mean, talk about a red flag. I thought about this the other day. I was like, if I tell some Heather or Alex or Jessica or whatever her name is, hey, by the way, I don't eat breakfast. She better be okay with like that
Yeah, I agree with that. Or
because
like,
that.
hey, I don't wake up as early as the average person does.
Oh, right. Yeah, 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 yeah. That goes to my next question. Are you a 2 a.m. person or an 8 a.m. person? Or let's say 6 a.m. 6 a.m. person or 2 a.m.?
Ooh, I'd say I am a 6 a.m. person, but my job is a 2 a.m. person.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, that's tough. So I have mixed feelings about this because 6 a.m. is awesome. Get a lot of stuff done before noon,
Yeah.
and it feels good to like check things off a list. Uh, but fuck, I love it 2 a.m. But 2 a.m. is so cool. I love the 2 a.m. I love walking around in the dark outside in the city at 2
Yeah.
a.m., even though it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Or at home. And at my parents' house, I like sitting on a porch at 2 a.m. I love being outside underneath the stars. And gosh, man, 2 a.m. is so cool. It's romantic and weird and awesome. And you like everybody else is so quiet and you're just enjoying the peace. 6 a.m. though, 6 a.m.'s grown on me a lot in the last 5 or 6 years.
See, I don't know. My whole thing is like I'm energized by the daylight. So when the sun's up, I'm up.
Hmm.
Once the sun goes down, like winter time's rough. All I want to do is sleep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually pushing me to move. Is just the 3 months of winter that we're currently in the DC, DMV, Arlington, Northern Virginia area. The 3 months of winter here are just like
Long.
there. It's long. I don't know how to describe it any different than that, but it typically starts around December 20th and doesn't end until like March 10th.
Yeah. Yeah.
And most days don't get above 40 degrees.
No. Very long and dreary.
And there's a lot of outside stuff to do outside of that time period. So most of the people, including me, and it sounds like including you, are kind of just stuck inside. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, like what are we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
Can't.
have a dog. You have a dog too, Jake. Jake's the
Yeah.
man.
He's hiding, probably in bed.
Jake's the man. Um, Jake's the man. Jake's the closest thing to a cat dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a great description of him.
Ooh, actually, my friend's former dog, rest in peace, was a cat dog. But yeah, Jake's pretty close. Yeah, I don't know. I love weddings. Relationships are tough. It's hard to know. It's hard to even talk to people. I was talking to Hank yesterday. Hank's my younger brother. Hank's been on the channel a few times. Um, that like the where do you think? I'll ask you this, and then I'll tell you what my thought was. Where do you think it is the hardest in the world to approach someone regarding dating?
Ooh, to approach.
Yeah. So I'm a guy. You're a girl. Both straight. So, right. There's some unilateral agreement here.
See, I'd say the hardest place I've had approaching people was down in Charleston.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But there's more females than there are men. It's a very big ratio difference.
Hmm. I was gonna say like legit locations.
Legit, like a true.
Like easiest place would be like a bar.
Yeah.
Hardest place, library. I'm just coming up with like whatever places.
I don't know. I think actually the hardest place would be a coffee shop in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah, people just are not awake, they're not functioning. They
Yeah.
have one random person that's already been on a 10-mile run and has succeeded for the day.
Yeah, that was me a year ago. Uh, uh,
Yeah,
for me it's the gym.
the gym. Yeah,
Yeah, I am perfectly fine singing in front of hundreds, thousands of people. I'm perfectly comfortable doing that. I can't talk to a woman at the gym. I don't know how to do it. I've tried a few times, and every time was unsuccessful. And I don't think it was the attempt. I think it was the gym.
yeah. I feel like gym's a place where people just want to go to zone out.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Well, especially here.
yeah,
So you're talking about being type A. We are surrounded by an infestation of hyper type A individuals,
yes,
and it most people that move here become more type A. They don't become less type A, right? And so it's tough. It's hard to because you have to catch those people when they choose to be social. That's part of the
yeah,
that's part of their branding, their type A branding.
yeah,
And so like going back to the gym thing, it's like they're not going there to be social. They're
yeah.
going there to get their work in and maybe leave, maybe see a friend, but then leave.
But a
Um,
workout class is different than going to the gym. I will say that.
yeah, I've never been to a workout class. I don't know anything about that.
A workout class is about like socialization,
Hmm.
where going to the gym, you're going to just better yourself.
I've been thinking about going to the Orange Theory down the street.
It's not a bad idea. I have some people that really enjoyed it. It's all about getting your heart rate up.
Well, that's me. I'm good with that. But I'm thinking about it. Either way, the gym in DC stinks. Let's not the gym. There's more socialization in the gym locker room than there is in the actual gym. Like dudes in the gym locker room are chatting and having a good time and chilling, and then you get on the gym floor and like dudes aren't talking to each other. And of course, I'm
Yeah,
speaking in general. Of course, there are situations that are like that. Oh, um,
I got to turn that off.
nah, it's whatever. Technology. It's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
One of the things that we haven't talked about yet, and I want to talk about this before we have to go our separate ways, is you. And I mean this in a super positive way. So please, I know you won't take it negatively, but just in case those out there understand, you being a horse girl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when did you know that you are going to be the traditional horse girl growing up? And then when did you realize that that's a stereotype?
Ooh. So when I was super young, I actually didn't start riding until I was 10. My allergies were so bad as a young kid that anytime I went out to the barn, I couldn't breathe. And then it kind of started to like weave itself out when I was 10, full blown into it. And then around, let's see, probably around like 18 was when I realized that there were more to life than being a horse girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Throughout high school, I mean, I don't know. I also did an online school so I could work at the barn. So like I didn't really
Oh, okay.
have that like classification in the school of being like a horse girl. I did in middle school and I got bullied quite a bit about it. But once I was like 18, that's kind of when I was like, all right, I need to like learn that there's something else to do besides ride horses.
Right. Okay. Um, so we've listen, I've talked to people about this before that I think the stereotype of a horse girl is maybe the most fascinating female stereotype.
Yeah, it's a personality. It's a trait.
There is something about you and your friends who also share this trait, this personality that is it's interesting. Um, I know that when I told my mom about what my description of a horse girl is, and of course there's varying levels. She disagreed with me, And I
Okay.
was like, well, no, I mean, these are women, who have had to take care of animals that are massive, um, from typically a pretty young age. They might have had to see a birth or clean up shit with their hands, or so her, like, it was funny talking to my mom about it. Shout out my mom. It was fun to talk to her about it because, like, I was like, yeah, they're blue collar princesses. That's what a horse girl is. And she was like, what do you mean blue collar? Like, she didn't see that. And I was like, well, I've met chorus girls. I've met actresses. I've met the cheerleader. I've met the nerd, the dweeb, the pick me girl, all of these other, like, stereotypes, and they can cross over, right? There's a Venn diagram somewhere that has crossovers. But um, the blue collar princess is a hilarious. Like, I love it. I think it's so much fun to have this, like, all of you have this thing.
Yeah. Well, and like as you said too, we deal with some pretty gross things. We deal with very, very large animals. Like we're all of us are headstrong, all of us are stubborn, all of us are like we will work from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. So we're pretty like strong people in general, but we've got like big soft hearts at the other end of it. And I think
1,000%.
that's what the stereotype needs to be.
You also, and I think I think I can say this about all of you that I've met. You also get it. Like, I get it. You get it. My
Yeah.
brothers, my brothers get it. There's some people out there we know, they don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. I can't explain what it is.
It's
Maybe it's like hyperbole. People have faced a lot of adversity,
yeah.
um, and overcome it. Like, that's part of it right there, is they faced it and they've overcome it in their
Yeah.
own way. And that's a common trait amongst that group of people, that those blue collar princesses, is this some sort of adversity and they've overcome it. I mean, is that late to get into riding at 10? Is that late?
No. Well, I wouldn't say I was super late getting into it. My mom definitely wanted me to start like on ponies as a 3-year old. So like I was late for what my mom and grandmother wanted for me. Uh, but I'd say a lot of kids start learning how to ride between 8 or 10 because that's when the barns will like legally start teaching kids.
Oh,
Hmm.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of insurance companies that won't let you start teaching kids until they're like 6 or 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So what are the traditional steps to becoming a rider, an expert rider, or whatever?
An expert. Well, it's kind of turning into an industry where you have to kind of be born into it to start riding at a super young age.
Hmm.
Um, like I, even though I didn't like truly start riding until I was 10, my mom threw me on the back of her horse as an infant. She would just sit me on and I'd do pony rides around the barn.
Jesus.
So like if you are in a family that's already in the horse industry and already has those horses, you're just used to being around them from day one. Where like kids that have never been around horses, they don't know anything about horses, their family just aren't a part of that lifestyle. They don't normally start getting into it until about 6, 7, 8. They're taking some lessons here and there. And then as they start to like get to be that 9, 10, 11, they're starting to get more involved with it. Parents start to realize that they're passionate about it. Maybe they will put the money in for it. But like the kids that start with like no horse history at all, they typically start very, very slowly between 6 to 10.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that's interesting to me is I see parallels between high end athletes.
Yes. Yeah, we
high-end athleticism or precision sports like archery. Um, yeah. Yeah. Like when you see uh, a pitcher in Major League Baseball, like outside of rare people, like Paul Skeens, who's maybe the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. He started pitching like 7 years ago, and he's 23 or 24 or 25. But most of them have been pitching since they were 8.
yeah,
And so that's why I said it was interesting, because there's that I mean, kids of lawyers become lawyers, kids of journalists become journalists.
yeah,
It's a generalization again, but it is a thing. Like, it does happen in that way. Interesting. Oh, and you see a lot of nepotism in acting. I mean, we watched that
yeah.
show. What's that show? The ER show that we watched, The
Oh, the
Pit.
pit.
Super good show, by the way. Those who are out there, they should watch The Pit. The Pit's awesome. It just ended 2-3 weeks ago. Very good. The first season ended. A lot of the younger actors in that show are nepo babies.
Yeah,
Like almost all of them.
yeah,
Wild. But I didn't know that about horses. See, it was a joke when I was or horse riding. It was a joke when I was a kid. That they would play on television, where you'd have the little girl, I want a pony.
yeah.
Is that still a joke? Is that
Still,
still a
still
thing?
a joke. Still a thing. Every little girl wants a white pony.
Buddy, I never in my life I've always wanted to ride horses, but I'm afraid of horses. So, like, super afraid of horses.
Yeah,
So, like, because of the insurance. I mean, what you're talking about, like, I think of myself at 6 years old being kicked off like an asshole.
you found
Um,
out way back or way better back then. Now it's like I'm sore for 6 or 7 days.
oh man, like, I listen, 2-3 years ago, I was comfortable like sidestepping. Now I'm like, if I sidestep hard enough, I'm gonna be on the ground. And I'm pretty athletic. Like, I'm in pretty good shape. And
Yeah.
I'm right now, I'm like, I don't know that my knee can handle me, juking or whatever you would call that. No, it's just cool. Like, I kind of it, but meeting you and your friends, like, it feels like, even though, like, you guys are all like in your own way horse girls, there's all sorts of different types. And then you teach, like, part of it's teaching younger, right?
Yeah.
Younger people, younger women, how to ride, right?
Mhm.
Where in the country is the largest horse riding industry? Is it Kentucky? Is that just where it is?
There's two, Kentucky and South Florida.
Really?
Yeah, Wellington is one of the largest equestrian communities in the world.
Wellington, Florida.
Hmm.
I didn't even like that didn't even strike. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, people fly in from all over the world for the equestrian festival that goes from January to the end of March.
Right. Interesting.
Hmm.
And you I mean so I've been to a few festivals. They were not horse riding festivals. They were music festivals, which are their own thing. But they were in their own ways grosser than horse festivals, I imagine. But no, so horse festivals, what are those like?
It's competitions. You're in a competition for almost 3 months.
What?
Oh yeah, it's basically like each day there's different classes that you're taking to kind of build up points, the point systems throughout the entire year. But you start off with like the professionals on Wednesday and Thursday because that's when kids are in school. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you have all the amateurs, the juniors, the kids all showing in different classes to build up points and get championships. And it's 3 months of that.
Three, like the festival lasts 3 months?
Hmm. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, your horse doesn't do like one horse can't do the entire 3 months. You do like 2 weeks at a time.
uh, and
And take like a week off and then go back for 2 weeks.
so okay, I don't want to keep you much longer. I know you got to run pretty soon. What I'm now like more intrigued. So we should have started with this. So do you just leave the horse there for a week?
Um, Some people do. They'll leave their horse uh, there for the entire week. A lot of people have farms that are within walking distance, so they'll keep the horses at the barn and then just walk to the competition on their horse. We actually have a barn that's like a mile away from the showgrounds, and then we've got stalls on the showgrounds. So like the horses that are showing for that week will go to the stalls on the showgrounds for the entire week, and then everybody else stays at the barn that's like a mile away.
Dumb question. Who is we?
The farm that I work with in South
Oh,
Carolina.
oh yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, 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 cool.
Yeah.
So when does this festival happen? Like in the year?
It's this one's January through March.
Oh, good. Okay, fuck. I
Mhm.
was worried about the health of the people. Like I was like, I was like, if that starts after May, even
Go
September, it's hot in South Florida.
Everybody heads up to Kentucky, Lake Placid, or Michigan during the summer.
Outside of the U.S., where is the biggest horse industry? Is it the Middle East?
Oh, Middle East. I want to say yes within the concentration of people that do it, but it's a very small concentration that are able
Okay,
to partake. I would say a lot of it, like England, is really big.
that makes sense.
France is really big. So, definitely like Europe in general is quite large. Same with South America too.
South. Oh, right. South America sounds right too.
Hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, the whole. I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it. I'm cool with it. I do like the idea of the Derby, like the three big horse races that happen each year. Mainly because in every other competitive industry, the athletes get better. Um, right? Like there will be some there. The world record for the 100-meter dash will get broken at some point, right? The
Yeah,
javelin, whatever. Like football right now, the NFL is better than it was 5 years ago. It just
yeah,
is. 10 years ago, it just is. Um, in like horse racing, the horses don't get faster. Like we don't have much faster horses now, right, than we did 10 years ago. They run basically the same speed.
yeah.
That's
There's
so cool.
different like ways to help enhance it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like cocaine.
yeah.
Did they really used to give horses cocaine?
There's similar concoctions that got straight up Coke, but
Oh, so it's like
jockey
methamphetamines.
Coke.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. We're gonna give horses meth.
Yeah, most of us like our horses so much to the point that we'd never do that.
What's the best horse story that you've got?
Oh gosh. Um, Probably one of my goofiest ones is when I was in high school, we were at a showground in Pebble Beach. And it super fancy area. If anybody doesn't know Pebble Beach, it is very, very classy.
It's Pebble Beach. It's where
It,
they play golf tournaments. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's classic car shows every weekend. Like it's
Hmm.
a classy area. Well, we're at the showgrounds, and uh, the barn next to us, one of the horses got loose. And if anybody isn't familiar with the equestrian industry, we do have a very large Hispanic population that help work with the horses, take care of them, things like that. So my friend sees this loose horse and he immediately gets up, very small, petite little person, does not know an ounce of Spanish. She's running across the showgrounds, screaming at the top of her lungs, "Me queso and pantalones, me queso and pantalones." And we were like, what is she doing? And then we see the horse kind of chasing in front of her. And we're like, oh, she's trying to say loose caballo. And ever since then, that comment of "me queso and pantalones" has stuck in my head.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so we gotta quit. I know we gotta quit. We're running past time. We got 5 big questions for you.
Go.
5 big questions. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. These are right off the top of my head. They're never going to be the same for any other of these. They might be. Who knows? It is right off the but 5 big questions. Number 1, favorite breakfast food.
Breakfast burrito.
Good choice.
Hmm.
Number 2, favorite fruit.
Ooh, strawberries.
Ooh. Number
Yeah,
3, crunchy or smooth peanut butter.
smooth all the way.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
Um, number 4. Okay. Parkway drive, like on a parkway. Just a fun 35-mile-an-hour parkway drive. Doesn't matter which one, right? Or laying on a beach.
Laying on a beach.
Okay. And number 5, going back to this question, are do you like to drive or passenger princess?
Passenger princess through and through.
Hell yeah. Okay, listen, Eliza, I appreciate you talking to me. This has been really fun. This is a long time in making, actually, because the last episode was like a month and a half ago. But yeah, this has been really cool, and I appreciate you talking to me. And I'd like you to wave to the fans. Hey. And we'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Bye.